Away from that, to matters regarding the cocoa industry, cocoa carriers have suspended their sit-down strike after a week of agitation to demand an increment in their wages and better conditions of service. Cocoa carriers at Tema, Takoradi and Kumasi abandoned duty and insisted the 62 pesos they were receiving per bag, should be increased to 1 cedi. Although the Cocoa Marketing Company Limited increased the amount to 82 pesos per bag, the carriers rejected it and insisted on the 1 cedi per bag demand. Well, we're joined on the phone by spokesperson of the cocoa carriers based in Tema, Gordon Okanse, for more. Godwin, how did your meeting with management of Cocoa Board end? Do we have Gordon on the line? We'll try and fix a line to get on board Godwin to help us appreciate, matters regarding the services, the conditions of service of some cocoa carriers, especially within his purview. Of course, cocoa carriers at Tema abandoned, their sites, demanding an extra, amount of payments for them to, get back to work, of which we've had Cocoa Board respond, stating the fact that, of course, their back, stops with the entire directors that really matter to them. I think Godwin Okanse is back on the line. Godwin, of course, we want to find out from you how your meeting with management of Cocoa Board ended.
Hello.
Yeah, Godwin, if you could hear me. Of course, we've had interactions regarding what's happening on the ground. And from your perspective, we want to find out how your meeting with managers of Cocoa Board ended regarding the conditions of service for cocoa carriers.
Oh, actually, there has not been any meeting since the last meeting we had with them at Thursday last week. There have not been any meeting, but the cocoa carriers have come together to say that we are going to work. So as we speak, as some of them are working. I have not been around for 3 days now, but from information I've gathered shows that our people are working.
All right, so we get the impression that they've returned to their stations. Does it suggest that they have backed down on their initial call for an increase in their payment?
I think, come again.
So does it suggest that these workers have backed down on their initial demands for an increase in their payment?
Exactly. They've accepted the 82 that was given to us on Thursday last week. So now we are starting work with a payment of 82 pesos instead of 62.
Indeed. Okay, Godwin, we're grateful that you could join us. And of course, we're also following this development closely to give you updates as and when we do have them. His spokesperson for, the cocoa farmers, the cocoa carriers in that regard. Meanwhile, Cocoa Board says it will continue to engage with contractors and the cocoa carriers to find an amicable solution to the concerns. Take a listen to the head of public affairs at Cocoa Board, Fifi Boafo.
It is for us to continue to engage and based on that, see how we are able to get an improved conditions of service. Yes, these concerns have been forwarded to management. We'll look at it and then we shall engage them. Are you willing to give them 1 cedi? The decision to pay, my HR class, they said ability to pay is important. So we'll continue to engage and let them understand where we find ourselves. So we believe that we should be able to have an understanding as to whether or not, by insisting that a specific amount must be paid, is the way to go. We've listened to them. We've looked at the numbers. Based on that, we've had a reasonable adjustment to how much they are asking for. There are those who believe that it is still too small. But of course, we all have expectations, and we shall engage as to whether or not those expectations can be met.